Blacks. We had 5 tenant houses on the
You had
farm.
what?
Tenant houses
Okay,
on the farm that sharecroppers would
Okay.
do. And my dad was, of course, over all of them.
right.
And he would, once or twice, we'd have maybe a colored. I know there's one colored family that lived back of the shop. And I think the rest of those were whites. But my dad treated them all the same.
Yeah.
And
they did the fields.
field.
Yeah.
They worked in the fields too.
Yeah.
Now, did your dad own the tenant houses?
Hmm.
Okay.
We had 450 acres
In Rome, and
out of Rome.
they did cotton.
Oh, cotton, I've seen 3, you know what a bale of cotton looks like,
Mhm.
or do you?
You like a hay bale?
No.
No, they're square.
It's about the
Like
size of
rectangle.
this, it's about the size of a sofa, a big, deep sofa.
Uh-huh.
And it's, I don't know how many feet.
Square?
No, it's not square, it's
Rectangle.
oblong. And you had to take your cotton that you picked. They'd put that in a big wagon with beds on it, you know, to where it was deep. 'Cause it'd take a lot of cotton to make a bale.
Yeah.
And you had to have a bale before you went to the mill.
Yeah.
And you cleaned it.
Huh?
You cleaned it.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
They took out the seeds and
Right.
did everything,
It had to
compacted
be
it,
clean. You couldn't.
and made it
take
in.
it and sell it with all that stuff in it.
No, you had to have it done in bales.
Right.
But we would have bales of cotton stacked like 3 high, maybe for. I don't know how to say how many feet. And then you were waiting on a sale price. That's what you owed it for.
And when the price would get where your daddy wanted it, you load it up and go sell it.
That's right.
Now, did
And
you,
when
was
he
the,
died, it was stacked as high as you could stack it in the barn and around the barn,
What?
the cotton.
Yeah, outside
And
the.
it wasn't selling.
It wasn't in the pastures or nothing.
Right.
We had 3 big barns and a shop. My dad made all of his tools. And these barns, one of them was for the cattle, the horses and mules. And one of them was for the cows. They were kept in separate lots. And the pigs was kept separate. And all like that. And your tenants, I have a ledger of my dad where on the tenants, some of the tenants, that's 1909,
Okay, bye.
I think, something like that. And of where he kept records of what, back then they did a lot of chewing of tobacco and snuff. The women would do the snuff and the men did the chewing.
mm-hmm.
There was no cigarettes or nothing back then.
Yeah.
And he listed every time he had to buy something for some of them, it would be under their ledger and how much it was. It's amazing how cheap everything was.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, harvest, that's when he'd take his money for what they had used of his.
Yeah. He'd settle up with them.
Settle up every fall. But my dad was a fair dad.